Hi Pisces, I hope you guys are doing great today. Strangest thing just happened. I did almost, I'm going to say it was like over 35 minutes of a video. And I look over and my camera was off. Okay, fine. Sometimes the camera's cut out. I know I put my camera on. I had done a couple of spreads. It was a good reading. I go to play back where, at what point the video got cut out. And it's gone. It wasn't even in. I know I put the camera on. I'm telling you, lots of very crazy. So you know what? I guess you guys were not meant to hear that message. So let's see what else is coming out. Let's see what else is coming out for our Pisces friends. Guys, welcome to those of you who are new here. My name is Jackie. I do weekly tarot readings for all the astrological archetypes. I combine tarot with astrology, numerology, and psychology. And let's get into it. Let's see what we have. So first I'm going to pull a general spread for all areas of life. Then I'll break it into relationship. And then those of you in separation, I'll timestamp in the description box below. If you guys can't hang out for the whole thing or you want to pop around, feel free. Feel free. So let's see what we have for our Pisces friends. So yeah, we have the new moon happening on the 6th. That's happening with the sun in Virgo. Mars is going to be hanging out in there as well in your 7th house of relationships, marriage, contracts, business partnerships. The idea of equality, interpersonal style. There's going to be a lot of conversation about equality. There's going to be a lot illuminated in this idea of contracts, marriage, relationships. The 7th house is also the public. It's your, those of you who are in business, it's also your clients, okay? So that's where the new moon is, okay? Now, also on the 6th, we have Mercury going into pre-shadow. It's not going retrograde until the 27th. But pre-shadow, what is Mercury? Mercury is our mind. It's what's on our mind. It's what we're processing. It's what we're thinking. It's hanging out with Venus in Libra in your 8th house. That 8th house has to do with merging, sex, intimacy, shared finances. It has to do, for some of you, inheritance. For others of you, taxes, maybe loans or assets, property, joint ventures, your partner's resources. So it's really where you show up as a we in your life. And whenever the Mercury goes retrograde or even in the pre-shadow, it doesn't mean it's stopping or going backwards. It just means you're going to be going within for reflection, revisiting, reassessing, reconciling certain things, okay? In that area of how you show up as a we, right? That's going to be a thing for you. Now, that new moon in Virgo with the sun trining, it's going to be trining Uranus. You're not only going to be open to new, but you're also going to be embracing change, and you're going to be working to elevate your experience, but especially in these houses that these energies are hitting. So that new moon energy in that 7th house of relationships and contracts is going to be trining that Uranus and Taurus in your 3rd house. The 3rd house is your mind. It's thinking, it's communicating. For some of you, it's siblings, extended family, it's your interests, it's your neighborhood. It's also learning new things, right? So there's going to be a lot popping in that area. A lot. It's in a beautiful connection there with your with that new moon in Uranus. So there's going to be a lot of really nice communication, but at the same time, that communication is going to be in conjunct that 8th house, which has to do with merging, sex, intimacy, shared finances, business endeavors with a partner and all of that. What do I mean by that? An inconjunct or a quincunx in astrology just means a point of tension that you have to do something about. You can't procrastinate. It's not going away. You have to act on something, okay? But you guys are going to be very focused on trying to find out the truth of a situation. Very motivated to find out the truth and the psychological motivation of a person or a group of people. But this is an energy that's you might be trying to figure out somebody that you're dealing with, or you yourself might be. Somebody could be a single parent here, somebody who's very strong in adverse situations. But this is you being very determined and standing very strong. And clarifying that is the King of Swords energy, where you focus on your mind instead of your heart to take charge of your circumstances. You're really trying to rely on very outward logic, and you're in this space of thinking about your future. Mars and Aries energy, you're making plans, you're moving forward. This has to do with partnership, Could be in business, it could be in a relationship kind of thing. Some of you might even be meeting a new romantic partner, possibly through work or friends. This could be you gaining influence at work regarding your approach to something, but there are two aspects to a situation, and you have to figure out what the right path is for you. What is the right choice? So for example, those of you who are deciding, should I stay in this job or should I go in that one? Which one is going to best maximize your skill set? For those of you who are like, should I go back to that relationship or should I get into this new one? Or should I stay in this relationship or should I be single? What do you think is going to bring you the most joy? What do you think is going to bring you the most satisfaction in your personal life? Because obviously if you're in a very toxic relationship, maybe not being in that is going to elevate you, right? Because the Two of Wands is very much about this elevation of it all and you being more on a path that you're meant to be on, right? But you're confused about this. I mean, I see, even though this is a nice energy, there's this conflict that you're trying to reason out within your mind here with the Five of Swords, Venus and Aquarius, because there's a clash between what it is that you want and the reality that you're living. And it's that tension and that ongoing conflict that you're not going to be able to win because the source of tension isn't coming from you. Now, this isn't to say that you're not, that it's all somebody else's fault or it's all your fault. It's not about that. It's about you just realizing a situation is a particular way and you don't have control over anyone or anything but you. So this could even be like, for example, like let's say there were massive layoffs because of COVID or something like that. Like you can't control that. Or let's say you want to be in a relationship and that person's either going through something or they're in a weird space in their life where they need to focus their energies on something else. Like you can't control that. You know, it's controlling what you can and letting go of the rest and dealing with the anger and disappointment because you can't mitigate somebody else's stuff. And it does seem like you're going to be in this space of recognizing that. So we have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is nice energy. It's auspicious for every area of your life. This is about happiness and contentment and getting what you want coming to you, right? This could be money, this could be relationship, whatever it is, but it's coming to you. You're going to be at least shown how to achieve what it is that you want in order to establish a foundation of stability. So that could mean less about you know, you might be getting a new job, but you're going to be given some sort of information that's going to show you what to do to grow that thing, to grow that job, grow your money, improve that relationship, whatever it is. It's very nice energy though, right? But clarifying that, we have the Five of Cups. Pisces, I feel like you're almost like reluctantly moving on from something. We have the Five of Cups here, right? So the Five of Cups is, it's a Mars and Scorpio energy. So this is about sadness, right? This could be loss, leaving. Maybe you left something, you had to leave somebody left you, something you needed to leave a job, something like so. This can be a relationship, a friendship, work situation, a financial situation, but something ends before you feel really ready for it. You're going to be able to deal with it and move on and assimilate any old stress and sadness in order to make a new start. You're going to be able to do that. Some of you may be, you know, seeking some comfort in your friends, right? This is very circle of support energy here, right? This also has to do with healing, you know, a great energy for a new relationship. 3 is the number of creation, but this could also indicate, yeah, I mean, I feel like very strongly like you guys are working through something, but then we have a Knight of Pentacles here. So the Knight of Pentacles it's a Leo and Virgo. So for some of you, this is about increasing prosperity and growing your money and focusing on good investments, you know, regarding any sort of business venture or you know, maybe even with a business partner or, you know, something like that, some sort of project, increase in money or connection coming into you. But you're going to have to work a lot harder than you are right now for it to be stable and secure moving forward. So some of you are going to be in a space like that if this has to do with career, money as a general influence. Now, if this has to do with a person that you're meeting. So if for those of you in that 3 Cups energy, you're meeting somebody new, the Knight of Pentacles, they're very loyal, dependable. It's like a solid person, but I feel like for some of you, you're not going to be able to not see how they might be missing something. Whether it's that you feel like maybe they lack the same interests as you, or they're not emotional enough, communicative enough, passionate enough, interesting enough. There's something that you might even have a hard time putting your finger on it, you know, but obviously it always comes down to depending on what you're looking for. Because this could be the kind of energy where it's like, look, I just want somebody who's not crazy, who's solid, and then I'm going to be happy. So then you get somebody who's not crazy and who's solid, but you're like, okay, something's missing. You know what I mean? Because you're a Pisces energy, you're very creative, and you know the veil is always thin between worlds for you, so you need somebody who gets you in that way. So for some of you it might be that. Whatever it is, you're going to be in the space though where you're going to be very focused on investing your time wisely, whether it has to do with business, whether it has to do with relationship. You're going to be very in this, is this a good thing for me mode. So then we have the Ace of Cups. So this is like all about love and key emotional events. So for some of you, this could be fertility and pregnancy. When I say fertility, it doesn't only mean pregnancy though. This could mean growing your life, growing a business, buying a home. Like take the idea of your life right now and then think about expanding it. So maybe moving to a different place, a bigger place, doing work on your home, moving in with somebody moving in with you, expanding your family, maybe adopting, you know, again, getting into a relationship, whatever like that. If this has to do with an existing relationship, this is a lot of strong love and support that's happening here. If you're single, you're definitely going through a period of spiritual growth. It's a very creative time, and something that matters a lot to you will come to fruition in this energy, which is really nice. But clarifying that is the Temperance energy. Temperance is all about the need to find balance, right? Cooperation and moderation. For a lot of you, this is going to be reconciliation. For others of you, it's going to be reconciling some sort of circumstance that happened so that you could heal. But I do feel like for a lot of you, there's going to be a new level of trust and patient cooperation had in any kind of relationship that you've been having some sort of volatile energy in. For those of you having to do with or resonating with this as career or money, you might be dealing with challenging personalities at work where you know, maybe they're too aggressive, or maybe they're too sensitive, and maybe you are, or maybe everybody is a little bit of both, whatever it is. But this does indicate that patience and cooperation is going to go a really long way. Just make sure that you're watching. If you're resonating with this as far as career or money, just watch your incoming and your outgoing finances. You just want to make sure that you do have some balance there as well. And speaking of balance, we have the Strength energy. So we have the Temperance and the Strength energy side by side. That's very powerful. Those are two very powerful major arcanas that indicate the need for balance, but going in a good direction, Pisces, this is. So if your relationship's been tested, things are going to get better, but there's a need for balance. If there are tensions at work due to ego, things can be resolved through empathy. Very similar, right? Now, the Strength energy in numerology is the star. So you can be dealing with a very fated situation. I feel like a lot of you are going to be very much relating to what I'm saying right now. The veil is very thin right now for Pisces, especially because you have Saturn and Jupiter and Aquarius in your 12th house, which is your home, hanging out there with your ruler Neptune. Like, what? There is a very psychic energy. The veil is super, super, super thin for a lot of you. So you're very much feeling like there's something destiny driven. You're meant to be with somebody. And especially if it might even be somebody who you're like, I don't want to be with them, but I can't help, being drawn to them. I can't help it. It just always brings me back to them. You might even feel like that with a career where it's like, I'm just meant to do this, or I'm meant to live here. I'm meant to be in this friendship, or I'm meant to do this. And that sounds negative. It's not that. This does indicate that, things get better after a difficult time. So that is very nice there, right? And then the Temperance energy is connected to the Hierophant in numerology, which has to do with marriage. So for some of you, new beginning, having to do balancing something out so that you guys could maybe get married and really sort of work more effectively on your relationship in this Hermit energy. So for those of you in a relationship having to do with the Hermit, it's recognizing that the time's come to invest a lot more energy and just maybe intention to work to smooth over any issues that need addressing in the relationship, right? That could be the situation for some of you as well. For others of you, this Ace of Cups could simply be this recognition of something new in your life that you're needing to sort of just balance out. So some sort of new opportunity, right? And in the Hermit energy, which is Virgo, you're trying to maintain this kind of balance, right? But you might be in the space where it's time to step back and analyze what is and what's not working, right? You might feel like it's time to try a different approach or a different path, right? And that could even go the same for a relationship. As you're trying to find balance here, right? As you're trying to find this balance, you're realizing maybe I need to try a different approach in relationship, or maybe in general, or maybe I need to try a different approach in a past relationship, right? Depending on how you're resonating with it. So we have the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. We have 2 consecutive aces. So almost like the truth of a situation leads to a new beginning. Not allowing your heart to totally run the show, because it does seem like there is this energy of disappointment, of focusing on what's not working. Because the 5 of Cups, only 3 of the cups are down, 2 of the cups are still standing. But you might be so focused on the disappointment of a situation that all you have to do is look behind you and you see the 2 cups that are still standing, and that's where you can gain the temperance. That's where the balance could come in, right? We have the 2 of Wands, which is really kind of moving on forward into a new horizon. But it's only going to be as a result of being able to balance something out and heal and find balance in a situation. And you can't not recognize that there's a clash between what it is that you want in your life and the reality that you're living. And yeah, you might be working on your finances. If you're meeting somebody, though, you're going to feel like something is missing. So you might feel like you need a different strategy as far as moving forward in your life. So in order to wholly so get what it is that you feel like you want to be happy. So that's what we have for that spread. Now let's move forward to those of you who are in a relationship. We'll pull a Celtic cross spread for our Pisces friends. We're going to start off with you, a card representing Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Ooh, Pisces, you're coming up as the Empress. Beautiful. Very nice. Hey, if you're single, this indicates a great time to begin a relationship. If you're in a relationship, this is a great time for growth and harmony, figuring stuff out and growing your life and figuring out, are we going to have a baby? Are we not? Are we going to focus on our kids? Are we going to not, we're going to buy a house, a business, let's move in together, whatever would incite expansion, right? Because the Empress is the mother of the tarot, so it's all about expanding, right? Expanding. But let's see what your current challenges are, right? Okay, Queen of Pentacles. So the current challenge here is the Queen of Pentacles. So this could be, for some of you might be dealing with somebody who's a little greedy, somebody who's very financially dependent. You might be a little greedy, you might be financially dependent, I don't know, right? However this could manifest as a current challenge for you. The Queen of Pentacles really is, though, about, this could be somebody who's very reliable and supportive and affectionate and generous with their energy and knows what's necessary to grow a situation, but for some reason you're at odds with this person and you're just not sure. For others of you, the challenge could be, this is where you are, you want to grow, but you can't. It's like, and you maybe want to marry somebody, but the challenge is marriage, or the challenge is having good financial management right now. The challenge right within the relationship, the challenge could be your sex life and fertility. The challenge could be, because I'm just saying what this is, the challenge could be, you being able to take care of your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit, and your finances, right? I mean, you want to grow, but it's almost like you're like, all right, I know what I want in my mind's eye in relationship, but there's like this sort of challenge that you're either challenged by a person or not being able to manifest this for yourself right now, but yet you're all about the growth. Beautiful. Look at this as the basis of the situation, the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Love and key emotional event energy. I mean, this has to do with growing. For some of you, this could be pregnancy. For others of you, this is falling in love. If this is an existing relationship already, very strong energy of love and support. If you're single, this is about spiritual growth right now, a very creative time, something that matters a lot to you. Working out. I think that came out in the first spread as well. Nice. Recent past, King of Pentacles. So in the past here, having to do with relationship, we have this Aries and Taurus energy. So it's a very generous, hardworking individual. Loves being in a settled relationship, loves to protect, all that good stuff. But this person has no patience for anyone looking to take what's his. Whether it's money, whether it's property, or his or hers, right? Gender doesn't matter. Or even if it's asking them to change. So Pisces, this could be you, or this could be an energy that you're dealing with where it's like, look, I'll give you everything but that. This is what I can give you. Look at everything that I'm offering you, right? This could be somebody to you or you towards somebody else. Where I want to give you all of this stuff, but the person's like, yeah, but you want to give me what you want to give me, but it might not be what that person needed. Or that person was willing to give you A, B, and C, but it wasn't what you needed. Do you understand? Is there is an element of greed to the King of Pentacles. There is an element of greed. Now, you may be in this space where you just want to make the most of your assets. So it's not like there's a lot of malice involved, but it's like if you're going to be in a very healthy relationship, there's got to be sharing and transparency and trust, and not like too strict lines of delineation, unless that's something that you and your partner discussed and agreed upon. Do you follow what I'm saying? So I feel like in the past that was something that's going on here, which with this Queen of Pentacles showing up as the challenge, you know, it's again this idea of greed, or there could be some financial dependence going on. So there could be some sort of controlling issue regarding money or assets or something like that that's playing out in this relationship. Wow, we have the Ace of Wands. This is a nice energy. This is the present situation. Ace of Wands is like very auspicious for new beginnings. This is a new chapter of passion, you know, conception of, it could be literally, conceiving a child, but it's an energy of virility and being able to build a family, being able to build together. But lots of passion with the ace. We have two aces. So you really want to have this relationship and this passion. There's no question. Like, that's what's going on right now, for sure. Okay, so let's take a look at the suggested approach. Is the Six of Swords what needs to be looked at? Needs to be looked at. Mercury and Aquarius, right? This is all about detachment and not being with somebody right now, like having some space to do some internal work. Some of you may be, all right, let me just pull for the external energy, the person that you're dealing with. Page of Pentacles, yeah. So you might be dealing, okay. For some of you, I feel like you're thinking about somebody that you were in a relationship with, right? Because the Six of Swords is they're telling you to look at this, right? The energy is saying, look at this. Pay attention to what was moved on from. What was detached from. Was there time apart for a break in the relationship? Was there space allowed to do some internal work? That needs to be looked at. What, and how successful was that? Right? Now, this person that you're with, they may be right now super focused on their work. Could be, right? Because just, on face value, the Page of Pentacles is very hardworking energy, very reliable, somebody who is strong, focused on their success. But because it's a page, maybe they're starting a new position, some sort of new job, and that's really very much where their energy is, where they're in some sort of like new stage of their life, because this is external to you. Right? External to you. But the page also does indicate a new cycle in the connection. So I feel like for some of you, if you were separated, it's like you and this person are sort of being drawn back together. Let's see just what your challenge is moving forward. We have the King of Swords. Okay. So the King of Swords as a challenge. I mean, this is about not allowing your heart to get wrapped up in it. And it's really difficult, right? You're a Pisces after all, right? It's a Pisces. Now, you might feel like you're dealing with somebody who's like a bullshit artist, right? Somebody who's corrupt and not a good person, somebody who's manipulative. You might feel like that. You might find yourself slipping into that role if you feel yourself threatened, right? Could be that. Or it could just simply be you having a really hard time just sort of sticking with the logic and not allowing your heart to rule the day. So we have in the near future the Five of Cups. But again, look at this. This is such a good card to illustrate what the Five of Cups really is. Look at him looking at the Three Cups that are down. He's not paying attention to the Two Cups that are still standing behind him. All he has to do is turn around and look at, you know, so it's almost like an energy where not all is a loss, but it's this feeling of loss. And it's this feeling of sadness. And it's something ending before you feel ready for it to. But look at what the final outcome energy is, Pisces. You get the Gemini energy, Lovers, right? And in this is a great deck to also illustrate. This is why this is those of you who are learning tarot. I don't know of a better deck to learn on than the traditional Rider-Waite, quite frankly. I mean, when I work with people privately, teaching them, I only work with this deck because it's just so. It's beautifully illustrated to get the point across. But anyway, so you have these Lovers here, right? And we have the Clouds, which are issues. It's stuff. We all have stuff. They're not holding hands yet because there are issues between them. So here's Archangel Raphael and the Luminary of the Sun. The Luminary of the Sun is talking to Archangel Raphael and saying, if they decide, the two of these two cats, right, to get together, be on the same page, and be on the same page, like really, not a little bit, but really be on the same page to work out these issues. We're going to help dissipate these clouds. The Luminary of the Sun is saying, I'm going to put the tools in their toolbox that they need to figure things out. And Archangel Raphael is saying, and I'm going to bless them every step of the way because their intention is solid and pure and because they care about each other very, very wholly so. Not partial, right? There is real intent here. But if one person's like, not so much, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. There's choice. Either you're going to work it out or you're going to walk away. Can't be in between. That's the thing. So what are you going to be talking about? This is Gemini energy, so you know a lot of conversation is going to be going on there. You're going to be talking about the disappointment that's gone on. You're going to be talking about the confusion that took place in the relationship. You're going to be talking about how you feel let down. They're going to be talking about how they were confused and they felt let down and that they didn't trust and you don't trust that the relationship's going to be able to work in the long haul, but yet you still find each other sitting there looking at each other, having the conversation. And then we have the Knight of Wands. Really fired up. There's a lot of energy here, my friends. It's Scorpio and Sagittarius. So there's going to be, a little sexy time here. Scorpio is all about that. But there's also a lot of truth that's going to be told. Events are going to be speeding up. Blocks being lifted. There's a lot of energy here, my friends. There really is. And also Scorpio is a very transformative energy, right? It's about the ending that clearly I feel like sort of happened already, and then this new beginning, but to move forward in a more honest way with integrity this time. We got the Seven of Swords. Now, careful here, because this is about theft, literal or metaphorical. This is about dishonesty. Immoral behavior, running away from a situation. Somebody might be overstepping their boundaries. Somebody might be a little selfish right now. If that's the case, that needs to be looked at because that will not fly in this energy. That's got to be tempered toot sweet right there. 100%. Because now we have to take that, you got issues with boundaries, man. You're selfish, really? All right, we got to talk about that. And we have to cooperate and we have to heal that. Because then a new level of trust and patient cooperation can be had in the relationship after a really difficult time. I remember now in numerology, this is connected to the Hierophant, which is about expectations and the need to conform. So if there were issues with boundaries, or there was some sort of selfish behavior, that conversation needs to happen where it's like, look, it's not cool that you do that. And they have to be able to say to you, though, too, Pisces, what you did or when you do that, I don't like it. And everybody's got to be open and understand the end point. Because look how nice it could go. This is just a beautiful energy of expressing love and affection and leveling up for a strong foundation. It's a honeymoon energy. It's moving in together and stuff like that. Page of Swords. Personification of air. Relying on your intelligence. We have the Ace of Swords, the Eight of Swords, not the Ace, 8. This is a tough one. It's Jupiter and Gemini. You're going to feel very trapped, thinking things are never really going to improve. There's a lot of anxiety here. This can create challenges in being able to concentrate. Where you really don't feel like you belong in a situation anymore. You're going to need a lot of determination to pull yourself out, even if it means swallowing your pride. Now, some of you might even need to be rehabbing from something as well. Because the Eight of Swords can also show up, not so much like as the relationship, but if somebody has some sort of addiction with some sort of imbalance, it doesn't have to be, it could be to a substance, but it doesn't have to be. It could even be any kind of imbalance. Maybe they have a really hard time regulating their personality, how they react to things or respond, anything like that. So there might need to be some work. And especially because it's following the Page of Swords, which is air, this is useful information coming in and somebody actually helping you to get over something, which is nice because I feel like there's actually very supportive energy here. We have the Four of Cups, Moon in Cancer, very restless, very bored, very apathetic, feeling disillusioned. I don't know if this is ever going to work. I'm just not sure, but Pisces, this always means you have to look at something within yourself first. It's not all of somebody else's fault, right? It's when anybody gets the Four of Cups, not only you. So it's you might be saying, well, they do this, this, and this, so it's never going to work. But you have to really look within and say, all right, what's my role in all of this? Because clearly I need to heal some sort of past unhealed issue inside myself as well. Because by not doing that, it's really, you might find yourself hyper-focusing on the lack of the relationship, making a bigger deal out of things, That can happen in that energy as well. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Very nice energy. Very logical and diligent approach to the relationship. Beautiful. Magician energy. Very nice. Right. Communication going great. Any sort of issues or problems can be resolved through a deeper understanding of each other's needs because this is all about communicating. Magician is Mercury, which rules Gemini and Virgo. It's communicating to problem solve. Very nice energy here. Having each other's back. I like the vibe I'm getting here, honestly. Seven of Pentacles, and you're going to be patient. There's like you guys are there for each other. You're going to be patient. There's going to be a lot of conversation, but there's also going to be some addressing of some sort of personal imbalances that are going on. And how, some really good solid strategies in a loving way on how to be able to figure those things out together as a couple. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's got stuff. Figuring that stuff out. I actually like it. But it looks like quite a journey, my friend. It does. All right. So let's pull some cards for those of you in separation. Now, some of you may be in separation, and I just gave you the predictive for the near future, for the outcome. So it depends on where you're at. So regardless, this is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in separation. Let's see what messages we can get. Now, this could be you towards them or them towards you. It's very important to understand that. Or you guys towards each other. I always look for you at airports, but airport could be malls. It could be just the neighborhood, whatever. As if we'll be in the same place. And clarifying that. Not today. Not dealing with hurt. Avoiding a conversation. Cold person. Boundaries. Still angry. You were my best friend and I cherished our friendship above all others. The Grim Reaper, the relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform your life. I'm resisting my desire for you because it's too late now. We've grown apart and you moved on. Karmic relationship, fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. I feel like I abandoned you and myself when we broke up. I want to reconcile. Cupid's arrow, have faith, love is coming, invitation, meeting, but hesitation. So somebody's like nervous to see you. Wow, okay. I'm not laughing, but I think we've all been here at some point or another where it's like, that pain in the ass, I'm never talking to that person again, right? And then the karmic energy like comes in. It's like Cupid's arrow. It's like, hey, the person calls. It's like, you're mad, but you take the call, right? All right, it's my homemade cards. I can't be with you. I see too much of myself in you, and I don't like myself. Wow. I'm insanely attracted to you. There is a very cyclical vibe here. I mean, honestly, because that is clarifying the Grim Reaper. We have clarifying the karmic relationship. Please stop trying to control everything. It's stifling me, and I don't want to feel this way. Cupid's arrow. I don't know how to talk to you, but I miss you. Yeah, see, right? I was talking about those three entities of the relationship. We need some tarot on this. Because this is like all over the place for me. Five of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Ace of Swords, the Lover's energy. I mean, look, it's not together, right? Looking for each other. You're in your corners. You're angry. You know that like there's a lot. That there's something karmic between the two of you, and it's like the very thing that you identify as a commonality, you sort of reject, right? And then we have this Five of Pentacles, which, by the way, is a very psychological card, right? It really is. I mean, it's the pain in the aftermath of a breakup, but it's like you have more support. There are more feelings here than you realize. It's almost like a test. It's almost like there's this test that's going on, right? So we have, you were my best friend. I really, like, the hell with it. The relationship was over, but I'm really attracted to you. It's like, all right, well, let's see if we can't, like, Mars and Aries. Let's make plans, right? Move forward. This is about partnership, right? Just moving your relationship forward. But there are two elements to the situation. Like, I don't feel like this is an easy decision at all. I feel like there are several things to think about for you and or the person that you're dealing with. Obviously, this is complicated. Who's kidding who, right? So we have here, please stop trying to control everything. It's stifling me. I don't want to feel this way. So obviously that needs to be talked about. We have this Ace of Swords. Swords are air. It's communication. So this is about getting over past obstacles and getting what you want. Thoughts becoming things. It's like, I don't know how to talk to you, but I miss you. And we have the Lover's energy. All right, well, let's start with the Gemini energy of the Lovers. Let's start with the conversation, and let's start with deciding that we're going to work at this together in order to balance this situation out. It's not about pointing fingers. That's not productive. But there's nothing wrong with sitting down and saying, when this happened in the relationship, I felt like this. That's a lot different than saying, well, you made me feel. No, it's the way you understood the energy. And, and guys, this is not about semantics, but it's about, if you're resonating with this, the healthy communication is going to be absolutely crucial, because what I am feeling here is so much love, but so much fear. So there's got to be a lot of very gentle approaches, gentle hands, gentle. And the way things come up, you have to be careful of tone and the way things are said. Not only you, them too. Because you're sensitive, right? All right, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.